Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're doing something different, something interesting. 2 weeks ago, I sent out an announcement for the people in my community to send in their confessions for the stream that is happening right now and right here. In this video, we'll be checking out all of the sins, the crazy stories, the embarrassing moments that these people have gone through live on stream and judging them. And without further ado, hello, YouTube. Let's get into it. First up, we currently have, 56? We have 56 of these. You're kidding me, right? All right, first confession. Let's take a look. I should have a judge's gavel or something, I feel like, for this. Okay. This is extremely embarrassing, but I once was part of a completely unrelated streamers community and was extremely parasocial with them. Oh no. And got pigged so hard that I'm pretty sure I probably spent like at minimum 5K during my 2-year tenure there. I will never admit this to anyone, but it's one of my biggest embarrassments in life. Not even a part of that community anymore, so it's even more embarrassing. Oh, God. You know, it happens. Okay, I'll say this. I'm going to say this. I love you guys all so much. I love you all like a brother, a sister, a mother. And if you can, please gift a couple subs right now just to, like, show that you actually love me back. That is, like, the reciprocity of that. So please, like, gift the subs now so I know that because I love you, you also love me. And then so we'll know that the love is there. Okay? No, but okay, I will say this on Twitch and like
you're done.
Oh
you're
my God!
You're done, bud.
Oh my no! I was joking. I'm so sorry. Okay, I was joking. Good God! Oh my God! My camera just died. For anybody that might be on YouTube, I have a thing that pops up and I had to close it, so now my camera's gone. So give me a sec here. Oh my goodness. There we go. We're so back. Wow, you guys, thank you so. Maybe turn off StreamerBot. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. When I said I love you all so much and give me subs to show that you also love me, I was joking. It was a joke. That wasn't a real thing. But thank you. I will say this about this. If you're like new to Twitch or you're new to like the streamer atmosphere, a lot of times it's hard to see through like the parasocial aspect of it if you have not experienced it before. So like this is something that's actually quite common, I would say. And I don't judge you negatively for this. Even though you're embarrassed for it, I wouldn't feel embarrassed by it. It's a learning experience. And at the end of the day, we learn from it and we move on. And you know, it's unfortunate you're not in that community anymore, but hopefully onwards and upward to bigger and better things. All right, let's go next. Okay, this is a short one. In middle school, I got worms. If your beehole is itchy, it might be worms. Wash your hands. Yeah. Put a one in the chat if you might have worms. Let me see those ones flowing, guys. Come on. This has to be chill night, warm night. If this is anybody, it's chill night, warm night. Yeah. I'll tell everyone this. You can get worms from biting your nails. Damn. Didn't know that. Did not know that. That explains some things. Riker! So this has actually happened to my cousin recently. Insane. Uh-oh. This will happen, man. You got to be careful out there. This is why I always wash my hands. This is why I always wash them. No one believes me. This is not my confession, but it's true. Okay, Eowyn Lee. Okay, man. All right, let's go next. That one's pretty straightforward. Okay, if there's more like this, I think we might be able to blast through this. Okay, let's see. On my very first road trip with my then girlfriend, now wife, we got food poisoning together and we were shitting and puking our brains out at an Airbnb. The best part, the Airbnb only had a compostable toilet, aka no flushing. I wanted to laugh and cry. Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing for like two reasons. The first reason, on the first road trip with your new then girlfriend, this is a bonding experience. This is trauma bonding at its finest. Like, if you can shit and puke your brains out and still look at the person and not have the ick and still feel that love, then you gotta respect it at the end of the day. GG. And now wife. So, I mean, let's go, man. That's awesome. I'm sorry about the food poisoning, obviously. I had food poisoning once. Actually, it wasn't food poisoning. I had the flu, and it was probably one of the... I wouldn't wish that experience on my worst enemies. So, yeah. Sick, dude. Romance is alive. True romance is having dual toilets facing each other, and then you battle your partner in a game of battle shits. If you haven't done it, you haven't experienced true love yet, and I wish that one day, and I hope one day you can experience that with your partner. That's when you know it's the one. Let's go next. Nobody knows this, but one time my boyfriend left on a 2-month trip, and I thought, what a good time to quit vaping. This same day, I randomly bought a liter of Simply Orange juice and started taking a sip every time I had a craving. The next day, I was out of orange juice. I was really craving nicotine, so I went to buy more orange juice. And then I took a sip every time I craved nicotine, and then I drank a sip every time I had a craving for months. And then I started waking up in the middle of the night to take a sip of Simply Orange juice. I started buying orange juice at work just so I could have a sip. I started vaping again when my boyfriend got home. I still drank the Simply Orange juice. I drank a liter of Simply Orange juice every day for probably 6 months straight. This Simply Orange juice costed at least $1,500 total. Oh my God. That's a month of rent. I'm salivating writing about... I'm getting there. I can understand it. I can actually understand it. I'm salivating writing about Simply Orange juice. It's so tangy. Can we not say Simply Orange juice every time? Like, do we have to say that? Can we just say orange juice? OJ. Say OJ. It's so tangy and delicious. I crave the feeling of having 3 canker sores and then being incinerated by orange juice. This is Laza by... Okay, little bit of lore here. We have someone in the community known as Olivia Mooney, who has been known to be a serial OJ killer. In terms of OJ, in terms of having OJ, she can put it back. She can put that back. And now, I'm going to do a little deduction here. I also know someone in the community known as Lazasan. And if I know them well enough, they would say Simply Orange juice in replacement of just saying OJ or orange juice for every instance of OJ, and try to impersonate Olivia Mooney so as to draw shade further on Olivia Mooney's orange juice addiction. I rest my case. Nice try, Laza. But if this is Olivia or anybody otherwise trying to impersonate Olivia, that's fucked up. Also, good job. Although I will say, I would like to see a study get done on if Simply Orange juice, oh God, I'm saying it now. If OJ, having an excessive amount of OJ is worse than nicotine over a long period of time. I would be curious to see if that is true or not. At least you're not going to get scurvy. At least you won't get scurvy. But you might actually end up turning orange. Okay, let's go next. I once got my arm stuck up to my bicep in a hole in a door. We were at an escape room and the hole was labeled glory hole. Dude, why? The guy running the thing didn't notice for 30 minutes. In the end, the guy had to come in and open the door, and my friend had to lube my arm up on both sides of the door with hand soap to get me out. I went back to the company a couple of years later and asked if they knew about the incident. They did. I told them... They remembered? I told them I was that person. They then said, "Oh, you're the glory hole girl. Oh my God." And a legend was born. Sometimes I go through life and I wonder, are the friends just the glory holes we shouldn't have stuck our arms in along the way? Probably. But in this case, whoever you are, curiosity killed the cat, but in your case, curiosity got its arm stuck in a damn glory hole. It shouldn't have put it in. And now you're a legend at this local escape room. And maybe the escape room was actually a guise the whole time for someone to discover that there was a glory hole they could stick their entire arm into elbow deep. You never know. All right, let's go next. Oh, what the fuck is this? What am I supposed to do with this? If I wanted to read a novel, I would. What is this? Oh my God. Okay. So, chat will probably know who I am anyway, unless there's another medical doctor in chat, which would be great for chat to guess. I was a 4th-year medical student, as a student doctor doing my rotations at OBGYN back in 2021. A regular pregnant service patient. Service patient means basically getting free healthcare in a state-of-the-art universal hospital by allowing residents / trainee doctors and student doctors to learn. This was her 5th pregnancy in our hospital. She came in labor. Female OB resident told me to glove up with sterile gloves. I was like, huh? Why? I was already panicking because I already knew that what she wanted me to do. Oh, are you going to receive the baby? Is that what that means? She asked the patient if it was okay for her that she do a pelvic exam as well as me. The student doctor, I'm using pelvic exam for TOS. Pelvic exam? Wait. Which when I finally heard made me have an out-of-body experience. Out-of-body experience me since I was the only guy rotating and I had other female co-student doctors. Oh. She also asked if I would prefer the female student doctors or just her doing it. And she was nice and said that I'll let the guy do it since it's probably his first time. She was confident with the quality of student doctors since she has been to our university teaching hospital for all her pregnancies. I was still shell-shocked at this point because I don't know what is what down there for female because, man, I'm gay and I've never been in someone's business like that, but I'm pretty much a bro to all my straight guy friends. And funnily enough, none of them ever clocked me for being gay alongside my coworkers, acquaintances, and med school classmates who have not clocked me. I'm not the typical effeminate gay stereotype that is known in our country, which frustrates me up to this point. Also, no worries, I've reflected on this a lot. My mass preference is not internalized homophobia. I also personally asked for her consent twice just in case she wasn't comfortable, and she still gave me the go-ahead, and we had the curtains closed and draped. I was doing the pelvic exam from what I knew from anatomy textbooks. I had a male cadaver during my first year of med school, so I really had no idea. Damn, dude, going in, Actually, I'm not going to use any verbiage there. She had tickled and said, whoa, lower, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. Oh, and she said, it's okay, and I finally got her measurements for assessing the stage of labor. She was then assigned to me for monitoring of her labor. Then the OB resident went out along with my other classmates to attend to other patients. She said, are you a virgin or do you like boys? Because I don't judge, but you look pretty straight, but I'm not sure now with how you did that pelvic exam because it seems like you didn't know what you were looking for down there. Wait, the patient said that? Is that what that said? The patient's... That's crazy. That's crazy! Oh, no. Okay. I said, yeah, I'm gay. Sorry for that being so weird and awkward for both of us. And she said, I got you, sister. Which just made me laugh, crying, and we chatted for a long time while waiting for her labor to progress. And I assisted with her delivery and all up to her discharge. That's so funny. Oh, my God. Fast forward to my internship year after I graduated. And I, funnily enough, got academic honors for being one of the best OB student doctors in my graduating batch. I met her again for a regular checkup at our hospital, outpatient wing, and she saw my scrubs with an MD, and she said, my sister, oh my, an actual doctor now. My resident told her that thank you for letting this guy learn. He did really well and even graduated with honors. She said, good job, girl, and was like, I'm happy to be able to help good doctors in the future. She then winked at me and darted her eyes to the other hot doctor, which was beside me. My female OB resident was so confused with that encounter. Wait, darted her eyes? Interesting. Okay. She added me on Facebook. Wait, what? She added me on Facebook since she saw my name on my scrubs and said, thank you for helping with my delivery and letting me be a part of your journey of being a great doctor, which I replied, no, thank you for everything. This was a weird but refreshing and great memory for me because people in my country has some insane homophobia due to traditional Catholic values, so no same-sex marriage alongside being the only country without divorce aside from the Vatican. Wow, that's unfortunate. Probably what gave me the courage to actually come out to my straight friends after my med school graduation, which they were awesome about. Oh, that's good. Thank goodness. Because of this, I also got in touch with the queer community because I felt I didn't belong because I was masked and all which was not so common when I was growing up. I ended up being a tech guy for drag queen shows and bars in my free time for a queer artist collective. So that's all. Thank you for listening to my confession. Hey! Wow, that's a sick story, dude. Claps in chat. And congrats on you for being so, like, brave with all this stuff. Man, that's such a the only word I can think of is like naked experience. It's like you're going in dry. No, dry. We're not saying going in dry. We're not saying going in dry. We're saying we're going in. What's the word I'm thinking of? Raw? Going in. No, not raw. Not raw. It's not raw. It's not dry. Going in. Vulnerable. Going in vulnerable. That worked. Going in vulnerable. Yep. You went in really vulnerable with this, but it came out to be one of your. Maybe I'll assume just from what I. Going in blind's good. Going in blind is the one. Going in blind is the one. You went in blind with this, and you showed a lot of vulnerability and a lot of courage. And for that, I applaud you. Also, I can see the responses going up. I think we started streaming, it was like at 57, and we already have 66 now. Like, I'm not even going to be able to catch up. Speaking of catch up, let's go next. My Shrek-sual awakening was Jafar from Aladdin, but only when he turned into a giant snake. I really want to start saying names, because I feel like I got a couple theories on this one. Also, Shrek-sual is crazy. Shrek-sual is crazy. Jafar? Jafar! Okay. And not the snake Jafar. Snake Jafar was your sexual awakening? Okay. Just had to delete too. You guys are fucking freaks. Okay. Thank you, Wank. I get it. As strange as this might be, I get it. And I'm happy for you. I'm genuinely happy for you. What does it mean? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm happy for you. All right, let's go next. I got home from a party in college, and the sorority house had a really old can of whipped cream, and I grabbed it, and it smelled like throw up. Ugh. I sprayed it all over myself and laid down in the kitchen and just rolled around in whipped cream that smelled like throw up. Wow, I have so many questions. I will say this. I'm trying to relate to this. It's very hard for me to relate to whatever the fuck is going on here. I have rolled around in a couple pizzas with the boys before, but I've never, and I probably would never do this. I'd probably never crack open an old whipped cream can, spray it on myself, and roll around in the kitchen. I wouldn't do that. That's just me. Personal preference, I think. Personal preference. Put a one in the chat if it came down to it, and you were kind of getting a little bored, and you wanted to mix it up. You want to just mix it up a little bit. You would potentially cover yourself in whipped cream and roll around in the kitchen. Oh, the part that's throwing me off a little bit is the throw up thing. That's what's throwing me off a little bit. I was drunk, okay? Wait, what? Sorry, are you claiming this is you, Adria? Okay, let's go next. These are good so far, guys. I like these. These are good so far. All right. My roommates took me home one night and I passed out in my bed. Woke up and really had to pee, and the dorms had these wardrobes and I climbed in mine and tried to pee in it. In the wardrobe? This is not that weird. This is not that weird. I'll be so real. It's really not. Because think about it. Everybody that's probably here right now in the chat or watching this video, they've all, one time or another, had a piss drawer, right? We've all had a piss drawer. It's just so convenient. The height of it's very convenient. You slide it out, you pee in the drawer, you close the drawer for later use. That's it. We've all done it. And if you guys say you haven't, bunch of friggin' liars, all right? Bunch of liars. But, yeah, no, I can see this, especially if you were drunk. Wait, were you drunk? My roommate took me home one night and I passed out in my bed. It doesn't say anything about being drunk, I don't think. Wait, so did you just piss in a wardrobe? I peed in my drawer drunk? I get it. I didn't realize it was the bathroom. My sorority sister peed in a trash can. Yeah. I think one time or another, we all have a corner of the yard that we used to pee in. We all have a corner of the yard where there's a strange patch of grass that we pee in. So this is not that far off. In fact, this might make more sense when you're really thinking about it. All right, let's go next. You can probably cut that out. You can cut that one out there, editor. Okay, here we go. My name on Twitch really isn't my name. What the fuck? What the What the fuck? You're telling me this whole time I've been sitting here reading your in-chat name. In-chat name, Sir HCO7. And you're telling me that's not really your name? That's not really your name. Sir HCO7. I wake up every day and I think, I can't wait to see my good pal, Sir HCO7. Full name, by the way. Government name, by the way. And it's not really your name? I expect all of you, first, middle, last name, your mother's maiden name, to be in your Twitch chat name. And if it's not, then you will be banned. And that's my hand to... I'm not religious. That's my hand to the universe. Yeah. How could this person do this person do this? I know. How could this person do this person do this? I know, dude. For real, for real. All right, let's go next. My partner and I were very drunk and walking home after a night out. We were feeling very frisky and couldn't wait until we got home. So we decided to hide in an apartment complex stairwell to get it on. Mid-sexy time, I ended up falling down the stairs and broke my ankle. We were drunk, panicking, and decided to get redressed. Probably a good call. And that my partner would carry me to our apartment building and lay me at the bottom of our stairs before calling an ambulance so it would look like I broke my ankle falling down the stairs outside our own apartment. You know, I can respect it. I can respect it. Have a little restraint if you can. But I respect it. The commitment to the bit. Listen, we've all probably done something embarrassing and then tried to cover it up. We've probably all done it. This'll happen. This'll happen. You broke your ankle? That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys are getting funny, man. You guys are getting pretty funny. That was very polite of them. Yeah, Conceseves. Yes. That's crazy. I hope no one got that on their Ring camera. Oh my god, can you imagine? Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I hope your ankle's doing better. I know what it's like to have crankles, so hopefully you're doing well. All right, let's go next. I may have told this before, but I don't know, so here it goes. Here I am, working away. I noticed nothing unusual. There are people working away around me. Cut to me needing a bathroom break. A few hours into shift, by the way. I get in the washroom and proceed only to see the biggest hole in my pants. Okay, yeah, embarrassing. Well, I was wearing particularly revealing pantaloons that day. My whole ass was out. I had to leave wordlessly to go get new pants. I think I've managed to escape and get back unnoticed. Nope. My boss walks out of his office and says, Where did you go in a hurry? Don't worry, he's chill. He's chill, guys. Me being no good at lying and have no work or lunch reason for leaving, I blurted, I ripped my pants! And walked away. Next time I see him, just me, and he asks, Are you okay, though, from earlier? When I affirmed that I was, in fact, okay. Just embarrassed because either no one said anything about my ass out, or they truly didn't notice. He said, okay, that's the funniest shit. Oh, man, and yeah. Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like there's been times where, like, you got something on your pants. You guys ever sat in chocolate? Like, you're wearing your tight white pants. I've been here. I'm wearing tight white pants. I sit in chocolate, and people think they think you shat your pants. Another thing we've all been there for. You know what I'm saying? I sat in bird shit in my work uniform. Oh, damn. Yeah. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever actually you've had a bird shit on you before. Put a finger down. Put a finger down if you've ever had a bird shit on you. I definitely have. Noodle Doodle. How you doing, Noodle? Yeah. Yeah. I remember specifically this one time at our old house. We had this like swing set. And me and my brother were playing on the swing set. And we had these like really annoying Stellar Jays, Blue Jays. Basically, they're basically the same thing. And they would squawk all day, and they were super annoying. And so we're on this play set, and my brother was wearing a Toronto Blue Jays, you know, like the baseball team. He was wearing a shirt. I think like he had thrown something at the birds or whatever to annoy them. And so he's wearing this Blue Jays shirt, and like we're swinging on the set, and then out of nowhere, one of the birds flies over top. One of the Blue Jays flies over top of him and shits on him. And it was like, it wasn't just a regular bird shit. This was like the whole platter. It was like, I don't know what this bird was eating, but it like waited like 3 days to let this beast loose all over his Blue Jays shirt. I thought it was kind of ironic. Anyway, let's go next. I've fallen in love with a straight girl during Pride Month. Please send help. I've fallen in love with a straight girl during Pride Month. Damn. Damn. That's tough. Wait. I can't tell if this person is like, what's your gender, or what's your, what's your, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to gauge, like, we don't know. Like, this is open-ended. We don't know. My best friend's ex-partner wrote this. Oh, hold on. Best friend's ex-partner. Okay. I think I'm understanding. Adrian, how many things did you submit? He's a straight male. My ex-best friend partner. I don't know why that math is confusing for me. I don't know why. But bi is still Pride Month. That's true, actually. All right, who's in love with cons? All right, fess up. Who wrote this? Fess up. Who wrote this? Man, during Pride Month is crazy. That's crazy, by the way. Although, I'll say this. I think the indication of straight girl... I think this indicates that they might be not straight. The person writing this. It's hard to say, though. That's tough, man. Please send help. I can't send help. I don't know who you are. Best of luck on your journey by yourself. My DMs are closed, but I'm sure somebody else's DMs are open if you need help. Let's go next. When I was a kid, I went to this indoor water park for a girlfriend's birthday party. Only girls, by the way. Everything was fun, but then I got my period. Uh-oh! My friends told me I was going to be okay, and they gave me my first tampon. I didn't know how to use it, and I couldn't wear a pad since we were swimming. So I went to the bathroom. Dude, I know where this is going. I just know where this is going. So I went to the bathroom and tried my best. What ended up happening was I didn't insert it inside. Inside where? What do they mean by that? Anyways, I did something like a hot dog in between. You know? It felt sturdy enough, so I thought I did it and ran back to my friends to the pool area. While swimming, then running to the water slide, I felt something slip out. I look back and I see a clean, bright white tampon on the concrete floor. I'm horrified and just continue to run away from it. I go on the water slide, waiting in a long line, scared since I'm not wearing a pad or tampon anymore. After the slide, I run back to the hotel room the water park is attached to. I do check to see if the tampon was still on the floor, and it wasn't. Someone found it. Oh my god, someone found it. Since then, I always wondered whoever had to clean this picked that up, and what they thought. Like, how is there just a random clean tampon out like that? I also have never been to the water park since. The end. Damn, dude. Damn. I wonder if there's a... Obviously, I can't, like, directly relate to this, but I wonder if there is people who can relate to, like, a coming of age, I guess we'll say, like, moment like this. Because, that's tough, man. That could be so embarrassing. That could be so embarrassing. But we got through it. Yeah, I can relate. Tampons are scary at first. Yeah, I imagine it would be. I imagine it would be. I've heard stories of girls thinking it goes in like a hot dog. I mean, hot dogs now is breakfast. I am gonna cook something else now. Nah, keep the hot dogs coming. So when I was worked at a pool, you were never surprised what you find at the pool, deck, or bathroom. Yeah, I could see that. I forgot I had one in and put another one in, and it hurt so fucking bad I cried. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, on to the next. Let's go. When I was a baby, my mom and her dad were chatting and changing me in their old house. It was a small room with the wall pretty far behind my mom and her dad over to the right. Hold on. I was a baby. My mom and her dad were chatting and changing me in their old house. It was a small room with the wall pretty far behind my mom and her dad over to the right. I sneezed and shat at the same time so hard it hit the wall. It is now my favorite story to tell random people. Damn, dude. Oh, man, dude. Not the baby sludge explosion. Damn, I was 37. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think we all kind of have, like, our parents have told us stories like this. I had one where my dad was holding me. He was holding me like this in front of him. And I just straight up head-butted him in the forehead. Just straight up just head-butted his ass. So, I mean, it's not really exactly the same, but you know what I'm saying. Kind of similar. All right, let's go next. I know it's not uncommon, but if I'm if I'm in a new bathroom, I look in everything. No cupboard or drawer is safe. Your makeup snooped. Brand of hemorrhoid cream noted. The quality of your terry cloth judged. I cannot stop. I don't want to stop. I will never stop. Oh my god. I do not do this. I do not do this. Not like it's not my business. Like, if I go to a washroom, like someone's house, I do not do this. I'm sorry. Is this an invasion of privacy? I'm judging you and I hate you. Whoever wrote this proudly. No hate, no judgment. No hate, no judgment. Although, I don't know why this reminded me. of... Actually, I don't even want to tell this story. I'm not even going to tell it. Never mind. I should have wrote this in the confessions. I should have wrote one in here, honestly. I don't know, things, but I'll look at everything in sight. Yeah. You know what I will do is I'll look at their bathroom literature. That's what I'll do. I'll look at their bathroom literature to see what kind of stuff they read when they be pooping. Because, like, you gotta have some good stuff. It's an invasion, but to be honest, I feel like it's not the worst. Room of Snoop. I don't feel like it's that bad. Yeah. As long as you're not, like, going into their bedroom and, like, opening up their drawers and finding stuff you shouldn't be finding, then, yeah, you'll be all right. I had a bathroom sign-in book. Did you really? Who is bathroom... A bathroom sign-in book? How does... What purpose does that serve? I'm so curious. I just the bathroom decorations, but that's it. That's fair. When I was in high school, I would keep a book in the bathroom for that. Yeah. Good call. The only thing I check is how the bathroom door locks so I don't get stuck in the bathroom. Yeah. Fair play. I sent Cons a photo of my bathroom and she said she wants to snoop through it, so I think that is her. This is probably Cons. I could see it. Cons is kind of a little snoopy. A little snoopy doopy. Wonder if they found the poop slug while snooping around. Cons, this you, be honest. Don't go snooping, man. It's not our business. Okay, let's go next. As a toddler, I was obsessed with wanting a penis. Wow, coming in hot. Wait, a toddler? How old are even toddlers? What is technically the age of a toddler? Like 1 to 3 or something? 2 to 3? Okay. As a toddler, I was obsessed with wanting a penis. I drew penises everywhere, even a chalk one in the garage. And one shot at the doctor's office that I wanted one. My parents decided to tell all my friends this story at my 32nd birthday party. I will never be invited to another birthday party again. Okay, to be fair, penises are just like, what is that? I feel like if aliens, like, imagine there's an alien race. And, like, they don't got penises. They just, like, reproduce by, like, using, like, telepathy or something. They come to Earth, and they discover the penis. They would probably be so vexed by discovering this. And it's probably the reason why, when we're younger... Like, has anyone seen Superbad? Where the kid, like, draws penises in his notebook, like, everywhere. Drawing penises. Like, if you... Actually, how about this? Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever drawn a penis. Like, probably within the last year, you've drawn a penis. Like, in the last year, you've drawn a penis. Or just, if you ever have, put a 2 in the chat. There's something vexing about a penis. What is it? What is it? So I get it. I understand. You're in the VC when that wipeout was happening. You know dicks were drawn. There were dicks drawn. Okay. Humans be thinking about peepees, man. They be thinking about it. So I get it. Also, when I was a kid, I used to wear my mom's dresses and her shoes and walk around in them. So it's kind of in the same realm, not really, maybe parallel, but it's not penis, but it's close. Let's go next. I'm an assigned male at birth, and as an 8-year-old would hide in my mom's room, dress in her jewelry, heels and secret teal teddy. Wait. What the hell? Who is this? That's crazy. This has to be Dan. Rachel, same brain cell. I was just gonna say this has to be Dan. For those that might be watching the video, there's someone in the community named Dan. We can't assume this is anybody. We can't assume this is anybody, but it's giving Dan vibes, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, is giving Dan vibes. And this might be a reason why I think I connect with Dan a lot. Because I literally just finished telling a story about how I did this. And then this is the next thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Secret Teal Tettery and Vibe in her closet. Those 80 heels were iconic. You guessed it. I'm queer. Dan if this is Dan or whoever this is, you are a person in my heart and I respect you. And I love this story. Thank you for sharing. Let's go next. My significant other and I like to talk a lot of shit to each other. I like that. That's fun. It's fun to talk shit. One day I had a little to drink and we were talking smack. And instead of flipping him off, I just showed him my index finger. He will not let me live that down. Damn. Damn, dude. That's tough. I actually don't know if you can bounce back from that. Honestly, so glad this is anonymous because I would actually probably make fun of you for it. I'm sorry. This would lead to bullying. This would lead to be a little bit of bullying going on. Although, to be fair, I've done this before. I've done this one. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll do that one if I'm feeling like I shouldn't be doing the real one. I'll do that one. Or if, like, back in grade 3, you do this one. You know what I'm saying? I was, like, making a typo during an argument. Oh, yeah, for sure. I've been to other confession streams, and this seems legit. The other streams confession seems so cap. Cap? Really? Yeah, this is, dude, we got almost 69 responses right now, which is kind of crazy. How are we going to get through all of these? There's no way, man. All right, let's go next. So, I was a day kid and lived across the street from my grandparents. Real quick, what is a day kid? What is that? You don't know? I don't know what a day kid is. I have a feeling it might be like, I don't know. Anyway, they were a day kid, and they lived across the street from their grandparents. My grandma loved fat boys. What? The ice cream. Oh, okay. Whoa. And these kind of wow. And these kind of chocolate sundaes on a stick ice cream bars. I came up with a brilliant scheme and stole one of my grandparents' front door house keys. I was homeschooled and would oftentimes lurk around the place when they were out of town or in town shopping or on an errand, whatever. I'm watching you. I would break into their house with my stolen key, raid their deep freezer in the garage, and eat ice cream. I did this for years. I never ever told them I'm still fat. Dude, okay. I used to do this. I used to actually do this. I'm not even kidding. I used to do this. Okay, but to be fair, grandpa's freezer and fridge is like free game. It's free game. At least it was for me back in the day. That shit was free game. So, like, if there was, like, any treats in the freezer or in the fridge, like, that's my stuff. That's actually mine. So, this is totally... I get it, dude. I still don't know what the hell a day kid is. What is that? I also don't know what a fat boy is. I'm curious what that is. I gotta think who gives homeschooled vibes here. Yeah. This one feels a little Olivia to me. Again, we don't know who wrote this. It's anonymous for a reason. We don't know who wrote it. We never will know. Oh, except for the still fat part. Except for the still fat part. The start, when it said whatever, that felt like Olivia a little bit. Sorry, I'm not calling you fat. Oh my God. I forgot that was on the end. I'm so sorry. That's fucked up. I'm so sorry. No, it's not Olivia. No! This is what sold me. Okay, whatever, man. Fuck. Okay, we're going next. Okay. I've only stolen one thing in my entire life. As a teenager, I stole a Harry Potter pin set with like the houses and whatnot from a store. I still carry that shame to this day. Yeah. Okay, if we're being real, okay, let's look at the broader scope of this. Sure, you stole a thing, but the thing that you stole, like really, no one's gonna know or care. And on top of that, you stole from like a corporation. Like Harry Potter's like so massive, like they got enough money. Like a couple pins, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right. I do remember the first time I discovered like what stealing was. I was at the grocery store And for whatever reason, in the grocery store, they had like this barrel. Every day we went there, I'd look at this barrel, and it was a barrel full of candy. Like, just like imagine a big ass barrel, like a 3-foot tall barrel full of candy. And so my brother thought he'd had the wise idea that he'd reach in, take a lollipop, and he'd steal it. And I remember that was my first experience with stealing, because my mom found out he had the lollipop after we got out of the store, and she kind of got flustered. She's like, oh my God, we have to go back in and say we're sorry and all this stuff. And that's how I learned about that. But like stealing a Harry Potter pin set, come on. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna hate you for this. They have enough money. The pin set, that's yours. They just have it. It's yours. Let's go next. The longest amount of time I've ever spent in an ER was for an employee of mine, about 5 to 6 hours total. I feel like that's not that bad. 5 to 6 hours, honestly? I feel like that's not that bad. 5 hours in the ER is fast. Yeah. I feel like that's fast, right? Me and Jammers were in the ER for like a while. She had like an ovarian cyst that burst, and we were in there for a while. I actually went home and came back. Like it was a gauntlet. It was a gauntlet, and she was in so much pain. It was so hard to see her in that pain, dude. Oh my God, it was tough. I shouldn't say it was tough it wasn't tough for me. I mean, I guess it was, but like really, she was going through it. It was tough to see. But yeah, 5 to 6 hours. I feel like is this normal? You left? Yeah, I had to go home and get some stuff. I can't remember what I had to get some stuff for her. And I had to check on some things. -1. What the heck, man? You guys weren't there. You don't know what was going on. You got me a sandwich or something. Oh yeah, I got her some food, some other stuff. I didn't want to leave her side. I did not want to leave her side, but I had to go do it for some reason. Anyway, let's go next. I get new slippers when there's mold growing inside my old ones because I don't dry my feet when I get out of the shower because the carpet does. It potentially loses in. Okay, man. You're not supposed to sign the anonymous confession. You're not supposed to sign it. Also, that's crazy. Also, you guys want to see do you want to see my slippers? Do you want to see what my slippers look like? Look at these. You think it's time for new ones? These things are cooked. And then look at the left one though. The left one is not as bad. Not as bad. I need new slippers for sure. Yeah, these ones are they're kind of getting moldy because I don't dry my feet when I get out of the shower. So they're falling apart, and then they're also moldy because I don't dry my feet when I get out of the shower. So there's like a couple reasons. Unk ass shoes. What the fuck? They're comfortable. They're comfortable, dude. Whatever, man. I'll kill you. Let's go next. I made a Tinder account as a joke with some friends and put my Venmo in the bio, and I got banned from the app for requesting financial transactions. Well done. Well done. You know what you want and you go for it. You know what you want and you go for it. I respect it. You know what you want and you go for it. I respect it. I hope you got money. I hope there was money involved. I hope you got what you came for. GG's. GG's. I like it. Let's go next. That's not a confession. That's a flex. Yeah, true. All right. When I was on a trip to Spain, I ate so many scrambled eggs. Oh, no. Just copious amounts of scrambled eggs. Eventually, it caught up to me when I was on a rowboat in the park with my dad. Oh, no. No. We rented the boat for 30 minutes, but 5 minutes in, I knew I was going to be absolutely shitting my pants if I didn't get off. Long story short, I shit my pants on the boat in Spain because pants shit it or not, my dad was getting his 30 minutes of rowing. Oh, snap. They went and did it again.
This scrambled egg story is Grady.
This is not me. I didn't submit any of them. I didn't even submit any of them. Now I think I know who did this one. Also, BC, thank you so much for the 41 months, dude. I appreciate it. Great, tell the story now. Wait, what story? Yeah, your egg story. I'm not telling my eggs. Actually, oh my god, I could have put that in the confessions. Actually, my egg story. Should I tell it? All right, fine. I'll tell my story. Okay, so back in like 2013, 2014, my cousin was getting married downtown Vancouver. So there were some celebrations afterwards, and we went to this we had already been drinking, and then we went to this club, and the only thing I remember about the club is these, like, they brought this giant platter of like 60s. You guys wouldn't know what 60s are if you're not in Canada, but it's basically just a giant bottle of Grey Goose, and I remember literally just drinking the Grey Goose like it was water. So needless to say, I was fucking hammered. So we ended up leaving the party. We went outside, and there was this bus driving by, and it was just like it had Jamaican colors and stuff, and there was like reggae playing. We're like, oh my god, we have to get on this bus. And so one of the people in our group, it might have been me, I can't remember, went up and asked the bus driver if we could get on the bus. So we had a party of probably about 12-ish people, a bunch of my cousin's friends, my other cousins, me, my brother, the whole shebang. So we ended up getting on this bus, and it was like kind of like a reggae tour that goes like through downtown Vancouver. And so we're on this bus, and I'm having the best time of my life. Dude, I love reggae. I love me some Bob Marley. I love me being hammered and being on a bus downtown Vancouver. It's a great time. And then out of nowhere, this massive brawl breaks out. Apparently, some of the people in our party started talking shit to the other people on the reggae tour, and they got into a massive fist fight. Reggae bus stops. We get off. They talk their shit. They disperse. I go back to the hotel for the night. I ended up passing out in my dad's hotel room. I wake up in the morning, and like it was like that. Because you know when you're drunk, you're not actually sleeping. It was like that. I wake up, and my uncle's rapping on the door. He's like, we gotta go. We gotta check out. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like actually still hammered. I feel terrible. Like I feel like I could vomit at any moment. And so even just moving or like getting unhorizontal was incredibly nauseating. I get up, I'm going down the elevator, and my uncle looks at me. He's like, dude, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I've never been better. And I was not good. So we get down. He's like, dude, he's like, we should get some food in you. Let's go get some breakfast. So we go to the hotel restaurant, just next to the lobby. I don't know if I should tell this story. I'm going to tell it. So I'm going to tell it. This is my confession. So we sit down. He orders me some scrambled eggs. So we're sitting there, and I'm just like, when you're trying to like not die, and we're sitting there, and my uncle's like talking at me, and I'm just like this, like fist in my eye, trying to like not die. I'm trying not to die, and the scrambled eggs come, and I take a couple bites. I take the first bite. I'm like, okay, that was all right. I take the second bite. I'm like, uh-oh, something's happening. Something's about to happen. And my uncle's talking, and like out of nowhere, when you're just like, I'm going to puke, and there's not a lot of time. And so I hadn't done any pre-scoping out of where there's the nearest washroom available. But I did ask, I said, hey, where's the nearest washroom? And they said, you got to go down the hall, down the thing, then this and that, and there it is. And so this washroom, there's no washroom in the restaurant. Like, the nearest washroom is like 500 feet away. Like, it could have been further away. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna puke right now. And so I get up and I start like semi-jogging down this long ass hallway. And I'll let you know this as well. At the time, I had been doing gigs in this same hotel for my job I was doing. And so the people knew me there. In fact, as I was running to go to this washroom while I had these eggs in my stomach ready to burst, I actually saw some of the technicians, the AV technicians, setting up a room with like a projector and a screen and everything. I was like, oh my god. I'd never used the washroom. I had never known where the washroom was. It'd kind of been an in and out thing anytime I had come here. Or I'd been in other rooms and stuff. And I'm running down, and so it's like this long hallway, and then you have to go right. I saw the sign that said washroom, and it said go right. So I look right, and I puke in my mouth, and I turn the corner, and it's a stairwell. I turn the corner, it's a stairwell, and I just projectile vomit this egg Grey Goose concoction just everywhere. It's like I painted the stairwell. It was a goddamn disaster. And so this is the confession part. I wiped my brow. I wiped my mouth. And I went back to my uncle and I said, pay up, we gotta go. I said, pay up, we gotta go. And so we left. And as we're leaving, we get out and there was a commotion. And the commotion, you could probably guess where or why it was happening. And there's like a bunch of hotel employees like hovering around what happened, and some of them were going, oh god, oh, like they had like visible expressions of, oh my god, like there's something died in the hallway here. And they turn around and they look at me and my uncle, and I'm like, and so my uncle goes to the front desk, and I literally ran out and I went down the block to get away, and I swear they popped out front to look for me, and dude, I never went back. Thank God, because the company I was working for had gigs there like every week. And so I ended up leaving that company for another company, and I never worked there again. We gotta go. Anyways, that'll happen. So yeah, pants shitter in Spain. It'll happen, man. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. I do regret my act. Why is there 74 responses? Are you guys kidding me right now? The Vancouver Radisson still wants one inside. Yeah. Thank you for telling my favorite story. You're welcome, Sarah. A lot of people here haven't heard that story. I used to tell it back in the day. But anyway, let's continue on, shall we? Let's go next. One time I was on a walk with my dog and didn't realize I was out of poop bags. My dog pooped in front of a very strict building with cameras, and there was an officer across the street. So I did what any good God-fearing individual would do and took my sock off and picked up the poop and walked home with my poop sock. Yes, the sock was disposed of. Not all heroes wear capes, but they do wear socks. You did what you could. And I respect it. Well done. I will say this. Recently, within the last, it was like a week or two ago, I was on a walk. I go on my daily walks every morning. And I shit you not, no pun intended. On that walk, I saw what could only be described as a 6-inch vertical dog turd. Not only did I not know this was possible, but also, how? How did that happen? I didn't even take a picture because I was so in shock. And I was listening to Jammer stream. I went straight to stream. And I said, oh my God, you guys, I just saw a 6-inch vertical dog turd. And someone in chat, not going to name any names, said, why are you looking at vertical dog turds? I said, brother, how could you miss it? But instead of miss, I wrote kiss, like it auto-corrected to kiss. And so yeah, now people think I kiss vertical dog turds. Unfortunately. So, moral of the story, proofread before you send the message. Okay, let's go. All right, dude. Oh my God. Okay. All right, we got a big one, guys. Strap in. All right, strap in for this one. Good God. A few years ago, I was driving around with my girlfriend at the time, and we decided we wanted to get some Taco Bell. We pull into a drive-thru and eventually get up to the window. It was a busy Saturday around 2 p.m., so we had to wait a few minutes before getting to order. I didn't anticipate how long the wait would be, and this was a drive-thru that had a curb and you couldn't drive away from. Unfortunately, my low fuel light was already on, and I was legitimately afraid of running out of gas in the middle of the drive-thru. I wanted to leave before it was too late, but of course, by this point, people had started lining up behind us. I had no choice but to get out of my car and walk up to the people behind us and ask if they could back out so I could leave. Oh, God. Oh, God. You can't catch me doing this. You really can't. Oh, you can't catch me doing that. No. Social anxiety fears whoever you are. No, they fear you. I get out of my car and walk up to the vehicle behind me. The windows had a very dark tint, so I couldn't see inside. So I walked up to the window. They didn't roll it down, so I tapped on the glass to get their attention. Finally, it started to roll down, so I looked away for a moment so it wasn't awkward. I looked back at the window so I could ask the person if they could back up, and saw the driver was leaning over to the passenger seat like she was looking for something. That's when I noticed the person at the passenger seat and realized that the driver wasn't just leaning over. Her head was in the passenger's lap, bobbing up and down. Understanding what I was witnessing, I quickly looked away through, though in retrospect, I don't know why. Clearly they weren't embarrassed, so why should I have been? Fumbling over my words, I finally was able to ask them if they wouldn't mind backing up so I can leave before I ran out of gas. To which the passenger replied, I mean, I would, man, but I'm getting some good head right now. What? No, this is not real. Reminder, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. I see that I started. Well, if you get a chance, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. And I walked back to my car and got inside. After a minute or so, they eventually backed up and let me out. Seeing the look on my face, my girlfriend asked me what happened. So I told her if it didn't happen to me, I wouldn't believe it either. But this is a 100% true story. No way, dude. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Reddit fiction, 1,000,000%. Is this Reddit fiction? It feels like it. Is this real? I don't know if this is real. If this is real, that's crazy. If it's not, then it's an interesting story either way. You should upload this to Reddit at the very least. You should at least upload it to Reddit, I think. Someone forgot to order the sour cream. Let's go next, dude. Dear Diary, I was in a handicap stall about a month ago because I like to stretch out while I take a dump. What? I sat down and soft serve milk chocolate poop stormed out my bum like a herd of rabid elephants. By the time I was done, I had pooped a termite mound. I was as wide as the bowl, and the tip of it could scratch my bum like a proctologist's pointer finger against my rear exit. Not gonna lie, if I squirmed back and forth on the toilet, it kind of tickled. I'm like halfway through this, and I don't know if I can continue. I'm not proud of this, but I made a young gentleman in a wheelchair wait for 15 minutes while I dropped a poo rope. For 15 minutes, I was Poopunzel, letting my hair down. I wiped and didn't even bother trying to flush. She was stuffed like a burrito. I didn't even bother washing my hands as I didn't want to hear it from a guy in a wheelchair. I made it out into the parking lot and started my car in under 90 seconds. This is Steven, by the way. Oh my god, dude! This did not happen. I'm gonna say this. This probably did not happen. And if it did, the story's probably a little embellished. But I will say this. This is a work of art. This is a pure work of art. And reading this was a treat. Thank you, Steven, if that was you. Thank you, man. Let's go next. This is definitely not Steven. What? I was having a hot, steamy, sexy time. The best 15 seconds of my life, because 14 seconds in, I was mid-thrust and shat the match. Dude, what? Not the log kind of shat either. The kind of poop that makes you wonder if you spilled a bowl of beef stroganoff in your bed. It was chunky, lumpy, hot, and creamy. It bore through my mattress like lava, killed the vibe instantly. Threw the mattress out and had to have the carpet shampooed. It smelled so bad, my dog threw up when he entered the room. Hi, Steven. Thank you for the confession. Yeah. Not much else to say about that. I think killed the vibe? Did it actually? Did it really? By the way, Noodle posted this in the Discord. It's related to your egg story. Noodle did? Yeah, that's a canon event. Dude, this is amazing. He just has a way with words, Steven. Beautiful. Wasn't me. I would never post stuff like that. Guys, okay, if you're watching the YouTube video or you're someone who might be new to this stream, we have someone named Steven Seagal 101 who probably every stream, if not every day, cheers 100 bits and tells us a poop story. A very personal, a very descriptive poop story that has either happened to him or is about him. So this very well could be Steven. Now, Steven has just said that it was not Steven that did this, and that he would never post something like that. Now, I'll have you know, 100 bits is the equivalent of $1 on Twitch. And Steven has cheered 50,000 bits minimum in the channel. Every single bit, every single 100 bit of that is a poop story. So when he says I would never post stuff like that, he's a dirty, stinking, bed-shitting liar. Let's go next. When I was a kid, my father sold his old pickup truck for a couple $1,000s in cash. That day I went and stole the cash and hid in my Titanic picture book because I wanted to buy my own car. I was like 7, by the way. My parents couldn't get it out of me for like 3 days. Damn, you greedy little grubby. You greedy little grubby son of a. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I wonder if they got the money back. It sounds like they did. It sounds like they got the money back. How did they know, though? How did they know it was you? Bed shit and liar, please. That's 500 different poop stories. Yeah. They did. Allegedly. Shield, what do you know? What do you know about this? What do you know about what happened here? Shield night, warm night. What do you know about what happened here on this day? What do you know about it? Listen, it was on the table. Okay. All right. How about, okay, when I was a kid, we had this little, my family, our background, I'm not actually, like, I'm not Irish, but my heritage is Irish. Like, I have Irish genes. So my dad leans into it quite a bit. And so he had this little, like, pot of gold, and he would put coins in there. He'd put, like, toonies, loonies. I'm from Canada, so toonies and loonies. A loonie is $1, a toonie is $2. He'd throw in, like, quarters and stuff. And so, like, we could go into the pot of gold and take a couple bucks if we needed it for whatever reason. And that was kind of like our allowance. Like, it was just like, we didn't get any money. It was like, here's like this pot of gold, and you can take some money if you need it. Take a penny, leave a penny type deal. But how much money was it? A couple thousand. Oh my God. That's crazy. What is a kid that's 7 gonna do with that much? It was like 6K. How do you know it was like 6K, Chilled Night, Warm Night? Are Irish jeans the jeans leprechauns wear? Yeah. Hey, man. Kids will do the darnest things. You can't blame them, can you? Let's go next. In high school, I was in an on and off again situationship with this guy. It was prom, and I decided to not go with him. After avoiding him the whole night, I finally made it to prom after party. While I was very drunk and stumbling to the bathroom, I opened the door to the family bathroom and saw him going to town with twins. Wait, so I don't know what a situationship is. It's like you don't know what it is, right? That's what it is? So he was cheating on you, kind of, with twins? Interesting. I feel bad for you. That would probably be not a fun thing to stumble in on, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, especially at prom. Prom's supposed to be this, like, a lot of people in their heads, they're like, prom's supposed to be this, like, magical night where, like, everything goes perfectly. And this is, like, the exact opposite of the dream. And so, I'm sorry this happened to you. That's unfortunate. Goddamn. Wait, also, going to town on twins? Like, what exactly does that mean? What does that mean? Like, they were two sisters? Oh, chill. Chill. Oh, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Oh my God, man. That's unfortunate. I mean, good riddance, I guess, right? All right, let's go next. Okay. These are actual texts I've seen about my shits. Why are there so many poops? There's so many poops! I'm completing the Bristol stool chart. What is it? I don't even know what that is. I'm pulling an Elvis. I think I know who this is. I think I know who this is. This is nostril assault. Who's sending these texts to you, first of all? Like, I don't know why I thought this. Like, I thought, like, you'd be out in public, and then, like, maybe you leave your number to, like, tell me how my shit was, and then you get randoms texting you this stuff. That being warfare is crazy. Help me. Oh my god. Oh, these are actual texts I've sent. Oh! Sorry, I don't know how to read. So the person who's confessing this is sending these texts to somebody else. Call 911 and maybe the fire department too. Oh my god. Would be really embarrassed if I died right now, aka pulling an Elvis. I'm shitting bad, I'm shitting hard. Shitting death. I woke up with the fear of shitting my pants, and now it's just pouring out of me. Outhouse swamp. Death by Kale. Oh god, man. Behind every dam is a flood. Oh my god. Infinite turd. I'm only technically alive. All right, man. I hope you're good. Whoever this is, I hope you're all right. Bristol stool chart. There's a Bristol stool chart? Let's go next. The entire rugby team got banned from a bar because we got too rowdy. Rowdy as in scrumping in bathroom. I was not, but someone on the team was, and we all got banned. And I went back a couple years later, and I'm still banned. Wait. You were on the team, but you didn't partake in this, and then you got... Wait, what? Wait, I was not, but someone on the team was, and we all got banned. How did the whole team get banned, dude? Allegedly. Adria! Oh my god, man. I don't understand. Okay, here's what I don't understand. People, like, banging it in a public bathroom. I don't understand how you can do that. I don't understand how you would want to or can do that. But it happens all the time. I don't understand it, man. Oh, maybe it was like a solo bathroom. That I guess I can understand, but it's not something I would partake in. Guilty by association. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's like when the whole class gets attention because one kid was bad. Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly that, actually. All right, let's go again. I used to roleplay with strangers on Omegle as a child. Oh, God! Oh! No. We're gonna go next. The blue hearts. That's crazy. We're gonna go next. Not judging. I'm not gonna judge. Not my place to judge. This is definitely not Steven. Oh my god. Here we go again. Round 3. Round 3. Here we go. This is definitely not Steven. I pooped my pants. I pooped in my friend's garage one time, and his dad ran it over with his Jeep and waffle stomped it into the floor of the garage and his tire. Needless to say, I wasn't invited back, but I did feel better afterwards. The release was tremendous. The excess gas that had built up behind the dam of poo logs released in one long drawn-out fart that sounded like you forced air through a stack of roast beef. Moist with some Did not need I didn't need clarification, actually. I didn't need it. After the gas came the logs, and they flowed like tubes on a lazy river. Wow, that's descriptive. I passed 6 cigar-sized logs, and they clumped up in one steamy little pile. After I wiped with my shirt? How do you end up in this position? Go find a toilet. Go find a toilet. How do you end up in this situation? What? I threw my soiled shirt into their garbage can and walked home. Turns out a steaming soiled shirt covered in feces attracts animals. The garbage was raided by a family of bears. I believe I now have a restraining order against me for that hot July day 20 years ago. My therapist will be hearing about this. Thank you. Let's go next. I'm going to confess an embarrassing misread I did today. I read Olivia Mooney as Olivia Gooney internally, not out loud, but now she's gonna know. Olivia Gooney's crazy. Also, for those that don't know that might be watching this video on Twitch, we have somebody named Olivia Mooney in chat, a regular, and someone has misread internally Olivia Gooney as that name. So henceforth now, I declare that Olivia Mooney going forward shall be known as Olivia Gooney. Gavel drop. Let's go next. Years ago, I saw Michael Shannon, the actor. I don't even know who that is, on the bus and didn't want to acknowledge him, so I stared at him. He stared back. We continued to stare at each other until he stopped. He got off and I stared out the window at him until he stared back at me from the sidewalk as the bus pulled away. Sometimes I wonder if he ever thinks about how weird that encounter was. Hold on. Michael Shannon. This is Michael Shannon. He's got a staring face. I feel like he's staring in every picture at us. Through us. But also is like he's staring through us, but it's hitting our soul, and our soul's being carried with his stare on the way out. I could see it. I can see it. Honestly, if he started staring at me like this, I would stare back too. So kudos to whoever that was. Let's go next. Thanks, Lazazan. I took a behavioral analysis in undergrad, and our big project was to raise a cockroach and teach it to get through a maze. Blah, blah, blah. Conditioning. Blah, blah. Pavlovian, blah, blah. Treats, blah, blah, blah. So for an entire semester, I had a cockroach in a tank in my apartment, and he was my little pet. That's kind of fun, dude. You know what? That'd be fun. I think it'd be fun, dude. I think cockroaches are smart, right? Isn't there like two things that survive a nuclear fallout? Twinkies and cockroaches. And Steve Buscemi. Those things. Those are the only things that could survive, I think. So, that's fun. That's pretty fun. And dandelions. Sure, I think only a weird guy like him would do that. I always think of him fading into the distance as the bus pulled away. Wait, was that you, Rachel? Oh, that was you? Oh my god. That's so funny. Did you actually just stare at him the whole time? So long wait. Allegedly, they're very smart and they will nuzzle your fingers. Man. Sometimes I think about if you could befriend a cockroach. Alright, let's continue on, guys. Okay, let's go next. I'm a glorified pen thief. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get really mad. I can tell. I'm gonna have to find my center. You dirty fucking pen thief. Okay, I have a weird obsession with having different types of pens. Since elementary school, I've acquired many different kinds of pens. Gel, ballpoint, jelly roll, colored pens galore. I swear to God. We said when we were setting up this confession thing that there'd be nothing triggering, okay, allowed in. And now I read about this glorified pen thief? Huh? Where'd all my pens go? Where'd my pens go, dude? My favorite pen, where is it? I'll kill you. I'm gonna kill you. In Minecraft. In the Minecraft video game. Alright, let's go next. One time I went to work after a very wild night out. I was hanging out with a friend named Lucy, if you will. Okay. The next day at work, all was fine until about lunchtime when I noticed my friend Lucy was still there. At this point, I'm absolutely tripping sack at work. Wait, what? I tell a coworker what's going on so she can cover for me, and then I tell my boss. We were all very close due to work, so it was well received, but I obviously couldn't get myself home. So until I was better, they sat me on a boat and gave me a hose, and I think I sat there for like 6 hours just absolutely tripping balls. I met my partner because of this. Oh, Lucy! Lucy. Just kicked in for me. It just hit, the Lucy just hit me. Right! Your friend Lucy. And the next day at work, all was fine until I noticed my friend Lucy was still there. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I've ever been there. But I have, and also, I'm glad it worked out. Wait, you found your partner because of this? I'm so curious. I'm so, like, there's no exposition on, like, how you met your partner because of this, but I'm very curious how that came about. I'd like to hear more. I'd like to hear more about this. If you are the person that wrote this, and we're ever in a VC or something, I want to know more. If you're comfortable sharing, of course. I would love to know more about this. This is cool. Is Lucy in the room with us right now? Maybe. He took care of me. This is you, Chilled? Oh my god. You're not supposed to tell us. He took care of me and became friends. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Chili, you don't have to fess up. Chili, anonymous confessions or I will delete all of your messages. Alright, let's go next. I hated my evil stepmother so much. After she lost my laptop and blamed it on me, I finally had enough, so I put my dog's pee in her shampoo bottle! And I would scrape her brush on the side of the toilet every night. She sucks and I have no regrets. This is petty on another level. And I love it! That's fucked up. And I respect it. I respect your decision. I feel like we've all had like an evil somebody of adjacent relation, of adjacent acquaintance, that we'd all love to just piss in their shampoo. I guarantee you, we've all had one adjacent relation with someone we hate that we love to take just a swift piss in their toothpaste. Classic. Let's go next. Thank you for sharing. I once gave bro the wrong test answers and almost made him fail. 3 years later, he's dating both my sisters in a... Wait. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on a second. I gave bro? Now, when you say bro, not a lot of words, a lot to unpack. Sorry. I think when they say gave bro, they're talking about a friend, not an actual brother, because that would be weird in the second half. Wow. And almost made him fail. 3 years later, he's dating both my sisters in a polyamorous relationship. Okay. Do we think that bro found out about the wrong answers on the test that he took and took it upon himself to be not only befriend but enter a polyamorous relationship with said person's sisters? Sorry. This might be, if that is true, this might even be more petty than the last thing we just read. Who agrees to a poly with their own sister? That's what's weird about it for me is like, how could you like? How could, if you were like a sibling, share? That's so weird to me. This is a little weird. This is actually very weird. That's strange. That's very strange. I'm gonna go next. Thank you for sharing. God, these responses keep going up. Oh my god. I'm never gonna catch up. My old roommate forgot to charge me rent for a month, and I never brought it up to him. I feel awful about it, but I was broke at the time, so I didn't say anything. Damn. Yeah. I've actually been on the opposing side of this, where fresh out of college, I met a friend through college. It was so random because I didn't even really know the guy. He's a really nice guy. Like, I saw him in passing. I knew the guy, like, kind of. And he messaged me on Facebook because he was looking for a place and he needed a roommate. And I was actually looking for a place because I was moving out. And so he's like, do you want to move in together? We'll find a place in this area. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. I was 20 at the time. And I was like, I just need to get out of that. I need to like leave the house and like live on my own. And so I moved in with this guy. And every month, at the end of the month, what should we call him? We'll call him Kyle. At the end of every month, Kyle would vanish. Where'd Kyle go? We don't know. And the problem with it was this, is that when we went to sign the rental agreement it was like a low-rise apartment building. When we went to go sign the rental agreement, I put my name down. Because I think at the time I had like better financial stability. It's like, I'll just do it. I'm just going to do it. And so anytime we had to pay rent, it was me that was making the transaction. What's the word for that? I had to make the payment basically. And so if like Kyle wasn't around and like we had to make the payments, it was on me. So there was a couple months where I just had to pay rent. And I think it was because he just didn't have any money. He didn't have any money, and I actually kind of felt bad for him. But I think all things work out. Here's why. I don't hold it against him either. At the time, I was very annoyed, obviously. I don't hold it against him because I was in a really tough spot, probably about 4 years after we had lived together. I didn't have a job. I had to pay rent. And I was looking for jobs. I had done, did some flooring for a bit, and I absolutely fucking despised flooring. So I stopped doing flooring, and I'm out without a job again. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be able to pay rent this month. It's not gonna happen. And like probably within the hour, I got a message from Kyle, and he says, "Hey man, long time no talk. How you been?" I'm like, "Ah man, I'm looking for a job. I'm tough making rent and stuff like that." He's like, that's actually funny. That's actually why I'm reaching out. I got a job doing audiovisual production at this place. You should come apply, man. We're looking for people, and I'll put in a good word. So I was like, okay, that's amazing, because it's literally what I went to school for, was audiovisual, or it was mainly audio. And so I went down, I applied, and not only did I apply, I went to the desk and I literally just like signed up, and they're like, okay, we'll call you when we need a gig. And then I just got steady work through that. And I was working with Kyle, and he was like the warehouse manager of this audiovisual production place. And he had done really well for himself. He had worked his way up in this company. And then I started working there, and then I started making connections, and then I found my own career in audiovisual. And he now has his own company, his own audiovisual company, and he's doing amazing. And he's cleaned up, he's married, dude. So things come full circle. I think the moral of the story is you never know why someone does something or the reason behind it. And I think if you can always help somebody out, as long as you're not hurting yourself in a way that could be very like detrimental, you gotta always look out for number one. If you can, carry some of the weight for somebody, that good things do come around, and it ended up working out amazing for both of us. So shout out to Kyle. Kyle's my boy. He went through a tough time, and we got through it together, and now we're doing amazing. So yeah. Anyway, let's go next. One time I was 4 or 5 years old. My mom took me to an appliance store and was shopping for, I don't know, a vacuum or something. I love how you've written this out. This feels like a stream of consciousness. I love it. Shopping for a vacuum or something, when all of a sudden I really, really needed to go to the bathroom for pee-pee's time. She told me to wait because the customer service person was grabbing the thing she wanted to buy, and we headed up to the registers to pay. Once in line, I reminded her that I really needed to pee, and she got super frustrated and pulled one of those, "If you gotta go so bad, then just go right here, right now." And so me, being the obedient child I am, pulled my pants down in the middle of the line and proceeded to pee on the floor in front of all patrons of the store. And that's when my mom found out I'm a smart ass. Honestly, respect. Respect. You did as you're told. Honestly, as a parent, it's like your job to listen to your kids and understand when they need something. And though this might be like a learning experience for both of them, I think it was important that this happened so that the mother understands that you're a little shit and a smart ass in a good way. And then also, it was the mother, right? Shit, I lost what I was going to say. Fuck, I lost what I was going to say. But anyway, I respect this. Yeah, hey, no harm, no foul. You did what you had to do. You got told what you had to do, and I think we learned from it, and we go forward. Let's go next. I've hidden tiny little wieners in all the videos I edit for this Twitch streamer guy. I hope he never sees them or finds out about it. If there's a tiny little wiener somewhere on screen right now, I'm gonna flip my lid. There's probably a tiny wiener somewhere on the screen right now. And if I find it, we're gonna have a big talk, buddy. We're gonna have a big friggin' talk, buddy. Editor, cut this out, by the way. Cut this out, by the way. Let's go next. When I was in university, I got a poutine and I was on my way to campus. The poutine literally tipped over and I leaned over and picked it up. I ended up tearing up the bottom of my car because it went off the road and onto the sidewalk. Wait, what? I ended up tearing up the bottom of my car because I went off the road onto the Oh! To this day, my parents still think it was because of a chunk of ice in the uni parking lot. Ha! Uni? Huh. Is this Aylwin or Olivia? We don't know who this is. It's anonymous. It's anonymous. Okay, but poutine makes me think they might be Canadian, right? Because, like, where else are you going to be buying poutine? Could this be Joe? Aylwin isn't Canadian? I don't think so. I don't think so. Who said this one? I'm so curious who this is. I'm in the South. We don't have poutine in Texas. I could see this being Joe. I could see this being Joe. We don't know, though. We don't know. Let's go next. Once when I was in a nursery, I was playing in a playhouse in the garden when this kid called Stuart came in. Oh, I can already tell fucking Stuart's a little... Anybody named Stuart? Anybody named Stuart was always a little shit. I'll say it now. I'll say it again. I want to play by myself, so I smacked him in the head with a plastic iron and gave him a concussion. Plastic iron? What is that? I told the nursery teachers the bump on his head was because he fell and they believed me. I learned I could get away with violence and started hitting random kids and then telling the teachers they'd fallen. I even made myself fall a few times to give myself scrapes to look innocent. The teachers never found out and I only stopped the violence because I got bored of it. What? This could be Joe. This one might also be Joe. That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy. I will say this. There was one time when I was playing soccer and I scored a goal and I did this in the eyes of Greg's eyes, and I feel bad about it ever since. I got way too in it, and I did this to Greg. What do you mean by this one might be Joe, Grady? Nah, I was just kidding. All right, let's go next. I once snorted wasabi up my nose, and it comparatively was not bad at all. Comparatively to what? Oh. Yeah. Comparatively crazy, by the way. Little boog shug. Shelfing it. How's it going, Flasher? Flash snorting, more like, am I right? Flash snorting. Alright, let's go next. I pierced my own belly button at 15 years old with an ice cube and a sewing needle. Oh my god. I don't know how people do this, man. How do people do this? Actually, it's funny. Flash snorting. We had a friend back in the day who would do a lot of cocaine, a little bit of nose beers, and we called him Flash snorting. This is crazy. Okay, pierced my own belly button at 15 years old with an ice cube and a sewing needle. I was successful, but didn't have an actual piece of jewelry for it, so I used a safety pin. Lasted for 2 weeks before my body ejected the safety pin and it closed up. I feel like a lot of people have done this. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever done like your own piercing, like homemade piercing. I feel like there's a few people that have. 1, yeah. I had a friend pierce my nose. Yeah. Friend. I saw like a syringe needle. Hey, it wasn't me flashing snorting. Okay. Never, my body's a temple. Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's go next. I cried at the end of Like Mike 2 in theaters. It's something that lives with me every night. I go to sleep. He just became like Mike, and it was the whole reason I was there with everyone in that moment. I stood up and clapped with a single tear rolling down my cheek. No one else stood up. No one clapped. Just silence. Now, for those that are watching this right now, or anyone who may be new, this is no one's confession but mine. I did not put this in here. First of all, I did not write this for the confessions. This is an experience that I have had in my real life, and it's a true story. I was watching Like Mike 2 when I was like, I don't know, 12 or something. 11 or 12. And I'm watching Like Mike. He became like Mike. I stood up and I started clapping, and I had a tear rolling down my eye. And no one else in the theater was doing that in that moment. In fact, Like Mike got like a 5.6 on Rotten Tomatoes out of 10, or whatever the rating scale is. So, yeah. So what? I liked the movie. So sue me, dude. Who's mocking me here? Somebody's mocking my trauma. Frick you, man. You should watch the movie. Maybe you'll like it. One could say you liked Mike. Yeah, I did. I subbed it to Jack Frost. I get it. Thank you. Thank you, dude. Thank you. One time my ex asked me to wipe his ass for him after he shit. He said that his mom helped him when he was little. I never found out if he was joking or not. Ooh, okay. So, okay, question for you guys. If it ever came down to it and you had to do it, would you wipe the ass of your significant other? I would. I would do it. If I had to do it, yes, I would. So, we might all be sitting here and judging, but if it came down to it, we probably would do it. Let's be real. So, no judgment here. But his mom helped me when he was little? Brother, how old are you now? How is it the same situation? How is that a relevant thing to bring up in the moment? Maybe they were joking. Maybe they were joking, actually. I could see if they were joking. Okay, but he didn't need me to do it. It was just because. Adrian, I don't know if you understand the purpose of anonymous confessions. They're supposed to remain anonymous. Thank you. Absolutely, her farts would probably smell better once I took... Alright, let's go next. I used to slobber and teeth on my pillow pet until its fur was soaked, and over time it started to stink because of my nasty child breath. It was a dolphin. Now, is this not Chill Night Warm Night? Is this not Chill Night Warm Night? I know I just like 2 seconds ago said this should be anonymous, but I need clarification on this. I might need some clarification, brother. I'll admit to it as we've seen. You admit to this. Dolphin Spice. That's why their name is Dolphin Spice, because it's a spicy dolphin. A sucked on, slobbered on, teethed on, nasty ass, friggin' ass. It's wank. Wank! Nah, dude, it's chill. Listen, man, we all had a thing we did like this, right, guys? Let's not pretend we didn't do this. It's weird when we do that, man. This is normal behavior. I miss my dolphin is crazy. Okay, let's go next. One time I was in an inner tube behind a boat with the two flipped upside down, and I saw my life flash before my eyes. Hold on a second. One time I was in an inner tube behind a boat with the two flipped upside down, and I saw my life. So the inner tube flipped? Dude, one time I was on an inner tube. Actually, I think this is dude, my life has been different since this moment. Inner tubes are sketch, by the way, dude. I was on an inner tube with my buddy. We'll call him Jim. My buddy Jim. Jim is like 300 pounds, and at the time, I was like 160. And so the inner tube was a little like lopsided, we'll say. And so me and Jim were like holding on to the front of it like this, side by side. And we're going, and we start like bouncing like the sideway. We started hitting the waves, and we started bouncing like this. And with Big Jim on there, we started to catch some momentum. And we're going like this, and then all of a sudden, we bounced so hard that my neck snapped into my my knuckles, and I basically like punched myself, and I knocked myself out, and I fell off the inner tube. We both fell off in that moment because it was such a big impact, and I definitely and probably for sure 100% got a concussion. I never got it checked out, but ever since then, if I ever move my head quickly, I get a little bit dizzy. So, yeah, was never the same. Before that, I was like really good at gymnastics, really good like with like athletics and sports and stuff. And ever since then, if I move too quick, like I get dizzy. But before that, I'd be able to move quick and I'd be fine. But yeah, never been the same. When I was 14, I would come home from school and watch Frozen on repeat every day for 6 months straight. Go Idina Menzel. What? Okay, I mean, this is not that bad. I don't know what Idina Menzel means. I don't know what that means. But I will say this. When I was like probably like 10 or something, I received a VHS. You kids might not know what a VHS is. In my advanced age, I can let you know, though. It's basically like pre-DVD. It was like a giant cassette that you could play a movie and put it into your VHS player. It's basically just a movie. Anyway, like a physical copy of a movie. And so I would put, I got Osmosis Jones. Does anyone know what Osmosis Jones is? And I would watch that like once a week. Every day's a little crazy. And in fact, I kind of find Frozen a little bit annoying. I saw a little bit of it and I was like, not for me. So that's 6 months straight every day. Might be overkill. I don't want to be the judge of that. Also, what does Idina Menzel mean? I don't know what that means. Osmosis Joan? Yeah, dude, so good. I love Osmosis Joan. Idina Menzel is Elsa's VA. Oh, VA. Oh, that's okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I've actually never seen the movie, but I have seen parts of it, and I was like, not for me. Anyway, let's go next. I poo and pee the bed, Flint. That checks out. That actually checks out. Thank you. Again, Flint, you're not supposed to sign it. You're not actually supposed to sign the confessions, but thank you for letting us know, man. I hope you can get it sorted out. God, it must be just an absolute disaster nightmare trying to get your bed sheets fixed up. Let's go next. I realized I needed to be medicated for ADHD in college after someone offered me cocaine. They wanted to party, and I felt like I was finally ready to write my term paper. Oh, so you did it, and then you felt like you could actually get shit done? Oh my god. Wow. Does this actually work? I feel like I might have undiagnosed ADHD. I don't do that, though. I don't do this. But, I'm curious. At the very least, I'm curious. Let's go next. My sorority house bathroom had 2 toilets next to each other. No stall. Okay, so we were talking about this earlier. A little bit. Like something similar. Both bathrooms in the house were like that. They got so comfortable living together that we just go to the bathroom together. On nights we went out, there were multiple instances where one of us would be yakking in one toilet and the other would be on the other toilet pissing and holding the other girl's hair. Sisterhood. Dude, I love this, actually. That's awesome. That's friendship right there. That's so weird to me. Why was there no barrier? That's friendship, Rachel. That's why. Because in friendship, there is no barrier that can keep you apart. Let's go next. Oh my god. Okay, this is my confession. And before you judge me and say this ain't weed, you say this shit is fake, read the whole story. There is a reason why all this happened to me. Every time I do edible gummy weed, the most paranormal shit happens to me. So when I do it, I literally see demons and strange creatures. I hear voices that talk to me, and sometimes they tell me to hurt myself. Oh no. I also hear doors open and hear the police sirens for some odd reason, but I do. Also, time slows down for me like a lot. But the most timed has slowed down for me was that 5 minutes felt like 10 hours. I know this is going to sound fake, but I don't fucking care. This is true, and this is my confession. The craziest thing that happened to me once while high in weed, and is that I literally felt like I got teleported into another universe. Dude, are you sure you're eating weed? Like, I'm starting to question if this is real weed you've been having. Maybe it was something else. Could it have been laced? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like I did. It's like my vision and my whole body got teleported into another dimension. This shit sounds like something you would hear in a DMT or ayahuasca trip. Yeah, it kind of does. Also, later on in life, I was sent to the hospital because I tried to off myself because the voices were driving me crazy. Oh no. And later it was known that I had developed schizophrenia because of the weed. I've heard of this happening. I later knew that the whole time I was experiencing things with weed because of my schizophrenia and because my brain is different than everyone else. Yeah. I would never tell anyone about this because people would just think I'm crazy. I say this because most people are used to hearing that weed experiences are relaxing and calm experiences, but not for me. I know all this shit is not real and all the effect of the weed, and it's all in my head. I know for a fact that this is not any other drug and it was pure weed because I get my weed from the dispensary and not a dealer. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I asked myself, is that if this all happened to me just with weed, I can't imagine what I would experience if I did a harder drug. I'd probably go insane. Dude, okay, yeah, so this is, a lot of people, like, don't know that they have, like, schizophrenia or they're prone to psychosis until they, like, do weed or, like, have, or some sort of weed. And I actually have friends who have, like, kind of gone through a similar thing because of this. So weed's scary, dude. It's actually scary, and you won't know until it actually happens. So I'm sorry you went through this. It sounds heavy. Sounds heavy. It sounds tough. But at least, I guess, at the end of the day, you learned you can't do weed. I actually can't do it because I get really anxious. Also, it's legal in Canada. We can do it in Canada. Legally. Yeah, I can't do it because I get anxious. And then some people get, like, schizophrenic episodes or psychosis episodes. So it can be scary, man. Weed's no joke for some people. Some people do it, like, every day. Like, there's probably people in the chat right now that are ripped out of their tree. Put a one in the chat if you're ripped out of your tree right now. When are you guys getting married? Who's getting married? One for cons. Makes me super anxious too. Yeah, my unpopular opinion is that weed is really not good for society. Nah, I get that. My unpopular opinion is no decisions should be made, like no big decisions in a person's life, like doing drugs or like smoking or alcohol or anything like that, should be done until their brain is fully developed, like 25. That's my hot take. 25, because your brain's not fully developed yet. So if I could go back, I'd probably not do weed or like drink until I was like 25. Definitely a hot take, though. Definitely probably a hot take. All right, let's go next. When I was in 10th grade, I had an English teacher that was clearly a socially awkward nerd. I had just transferred to the school, and they didn't have enough room to put me in the honors English class, so I was basically the only student in his class that I actually read the assigned books and could engage in a discussion about them. I feel like there might have been some favoritism there. In 11th grade, our state required all students to take an English test, and I received the highest score at our school. I found out later that my 10th grade teacher was one of the greatest for my exam. In 12th grade, I had that guy write me a really great recommendation letter to use while applying for colleges. And then after graduation, I went on a date with him. I think I did it for the plot. It was an awkward outing. He was 33. I was 18. Whoa. Whoa. Is this legal? I don't know about that. Bro, what? I don't know about that. Sounds like America. Barely. Wait, but could this count as, like, grooming? Couldn't this, like, technically just count as grooming? Because, like, 10th grade, you're, like, 16? And then, like, 11th, you're, like, 17? And then 18 after that? Oh, that is concerning, dude. Oh, my God. Hey, guess what? If you're 33, maybe you should be dating somebody, like, closer to your age a little bit. This is, like, it's technically illegal, but, like, I don't know, man. Power dynamics are real, people. No matter how hard people tell you they aren't. It's true, man. It's true. Yeah. I hope you're okay, Anon. I hope, hopefully this wasn't like a traumatic experience or anything for you. Obviously, no further elaboration. I don't want to know who this was or whatever. But I hope everything worked out. But yeah, that does sound like a little bit like a situation, as we'll put. Let's go next. My confession is that I slept with 23 girls. And I have never been in a relationship. I am too scared to be in a relationship because I love having sex with different girls. And if I get into a relationship, I don't want to cheat to my loved one. Damn. Yeah. I don't know. So, okay, this is so for this one, this is a tough one because I fear that whoever you are, I fear that you may not ever experience like true love and the depth of like a relationship. But yeah, like I don't know. That's a tough one, man. Like, I mean, people just be like living their lives. So like, I try not to like judge people on this, but I hope whatever your path is or the path that you take is you can find like a deep connection with someone that you could never get from these like quick, I don't want to say cheap, but you know what I mean, experiences. I hope that like going forward, you can hopefully find someone that you love deeply and you can share a connection that you would never get through this kind of stuff, if that makes sense. I'm an open marriage. You can't find people that don't care who you sleep with. You can find people that don't care who you sleep with. Not setting themselves or anyone else up for failure by getting in a relationship. They know what they want. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, it's a good point. Yeah, if you know that you can't be in a relationship, I guess this like makes sense for you. And yeah, monogamy isn't ever for everyone. That's a good point. That's a good point. Obviously, no judgment. No judgment here. Live your life like you want to live. I hope that you get the gratification that you need and the love that you need to feel, if that makes sense. Like, cheating takes so much effort, and seeing it's petty, easy, and not to fuck around. Monogamy definitely isn't for everyone, but this sounds more like a self-worth thing. I don't know if I would say that. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. There's a lot to unpack from this, I would think. That we're not getting the whole scope of the picture. Does that make sense? Like, we're not getting the whole scope. I just hope, like, if this is what works for them and no one's getting hurt, then that's fine. If, like, there are people getting hurt, then that's unfortunate. But I hope that you could find the love that's necessary for you, whatever path you take. It's kind of what I was trying to get at. Sounds like their poly needs to figure their shit out. I've always wondered about the polyamorous thing, because in my early 20s, I met very quickly a lot of people who were all like, I was at a community where like everybody was like polyamorous. And I found it so strange because I grew up like in a very monogamous based mindset. So seeing that was interesting for me. But I did see a lot of like troublesome things happen over the time period. But there were some people who were in polyamorous relationships who were able to maintain it and it be healthy and everyone feel loved. And so I have seen that side of it, but it's not something that like I know too much about or I can like say an opinion deeply on, because it's not something that like I do necessarily. But I hope you find your love and what works for you. Truly, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Let's go next. I'll eat the Mexican sweetbread in orange juice. Please don't judge me. Also, search up Mexican sweetbread. It's one of the most colorful bread you will ever see. The dichotomy of man. Truly. The dichotomy of man. I'll even getting cooked right now. Who could this possibly be? I've never had Mexican sweetbread. I am curious what it is. I am curious what that is. I mean, anything bread, sweet bread, I think I'd be into it. I think I would be into it. Sounds good. I mean, listen, we probably all have some strange food takes. Like, I put ketchup on Kraft dinner. Kraft mac and cheese, as you would say in America. I put ketchup on that. Like, I like the ketchup on it, which a lot of people would find is disgusting and they don't like it. But like, actually in Canada, that's like a common thing. Like, that happens a lot. It's like orange juice, though it might seem weird, might not be that bad. It might generally not be that bad. Kraft dinner with ketchup is Canadian AF. Yeah, it is a Canadian, I know. Peanut butter sandwich, swap the bread for waffles with red Doritos on the sandwich. What in the... I would try that. I would try that, wank. It's different, but I would try it. Orange is a weird choice. Is it weird? Have you tried it, Rachel? Have you ever tried it? I'd say don't beat it till you try it. That's what I'll say. Let's go next. I have a crush on the streamer. Throughout my day, all I can think about is that stash. Damn. I hate to break it to you. I have terrible news for you. I have terrible news for you. This is one of the straight boys. This is a straight man. This is probably a straight man. Thank you. Yeah, I got bad news for you, my friend. This sadly was not me, though it's true. Oh, this could be Chris. I could see that. It was Bobout Games. Oh, it's Bob. This is Bob for sure. This is definitely Bob. All right, let's go next. I broke a girl's glasses after making out with her in the bed on the first date. We went for a tea at her place, got into bed. After a little makeout session and heading out, I thought it would be cute to try on her glasses. They just fell apart on my face while trying them on. She saw and was shocked because there was no previous damage, and I didn't pick them up with a hard grip, giggity, or anything. What? Was the giggity necessary? Yeah, kinda. I offered to pay for them, but she said no. I kissed her goodbye as I had to go. We didn't really see each other since. To be honest, not sure she can see anything without the glasses anymore. She got new glasses. She had to have gotten new glasses, man. I mean, you gotta give it to him. Going in, enough to break the glasses? That's a good time, probably. You guys had your fun? Don't see each other. I find that interesting. Not sure what she saw in you anyway, eh, pal? Good one. Not sure what she saw in you because her glasses broke. Let's go next. I'm quite hesitant to join the chat much, even though I get just as unhinged and my humor is similar. I guess I'm just a bit shy to let loose, despite being in the community for a while. I love you all. Oh, that's okay. That's totally all right. Hey, you know, it's fine. Everyone's welcome here. Everyone's welcome here. And I get it. I get nervous, like, chatting in so many people's chats. Like, genuinely, I do. It's totally natural to feel that way. I hope it doesn't feel, like, off-putting at all, where you're, like, you feel like you can't join. You're always welcome. Even if you just want to... I say this, I haven't said it a lot recently, but, like, just... If you guys just want to lurk and hang out, like, please do. If you want to chat, go for it if you want to. You're always welcome here. Always welcome here. Truly. And don't feel like you're left out. But I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you for hanging. But you better fucking chat or I'm going to be pissed, dude. I'm so tired of these lurkers. Let's go next. One time at 10 p.m., I was in my dorm and my hot water was broken. I had a fever and really needed a hot shower, so I got undressed. Went to the bathroom and tried to wait there until the water got hot. When I realized it was broken, I called maintenance and they said they were going to send someone up. I was so exhausted and basically a shell of a person, so I forgot I had called them about 5 minutes later, so I had the shower running still. All of a sudden, 50 minutes passed, shower still running, and I heard a knock on the bathroom door from my maintenance guy. I went to get my clothes and then realized I left my clothes and towel in my room. I told the maintenance guy to wait a second and expected him to go to the other room. I took my washcloth to cover my downstairs region, opened the door and ran right into him standing in front of the door. He was a heavy set man, and I know it's because it was so embarrassing that I remember feeling the bounce off of him. Bounce off of him. Oh my god. He turned around and let me continue running to my room. He spent a bit in the bathroom fixing the shower and finally was fixed. When he was leaving, he said, "Don't forget to bring your towel." I want to laugh and cry. Ever since then, anytime I saw him in the building, he would make awkward eye contact and got flashbacks from the night and the bounce. This is Sarah. Hey! We don't know if this is Sarah. This will happen, man. Been there. Been there. Oh, I remember. So, you remember Kyle? How I shared an apartment with Kyle? It was in a low-rise building, and I think we were on like the 4th floor or something. And there was a identical building across the way. And so, if Kyle was out at work and I was at home, I would just walk around naked. Cause that's what I'm trying to be doing, and when no one's around, and I can do it. And little did I know that, so on the opposite building, they had been doing like construction, and I'm just walking around naked, and I would stand by the window sometimes, like not like out the window, not so anyone could see, but little did I know that there was dudes on the roof, and they all could see me ass naked across the street. Like, every day. Poor guys. All right, let's go next. One time I was at a softball game, and during a game, my team and I were on all three bases about to get some home runs. And well, right when we got a few home runs in, out of nowhere, someone from a house nearby was blaring Michael Jackson's song Bad on speakers, and then would turn it off like so nobody could hear from what house it was coming from. And then they played some old school music that had a lot of families dancing in pairs while they stopped the game. It was so funny. That's a good time, man. That's a good time right there. Wait, did you guys get the home runs? I'm so curious who got the home runs. Wholesome. That's wholesome. Let's go next. When I was 12, I was home alone and ended up getting my period for the first time. And I was panicking so hard and called my mom absolutely sobbing that I'm going to die and to please come home before I die and I can hug her. Oh my God. Wait, did you not know what a period was at the time? Did that conversation not happen? And you just start, oh my God. That would be terrifying. That would be absolutely terrifying. Oh my God, there's two more that have just come in. I need to close these off. Oh my God. You were 12 and we're told about periods yet? Oh my God, yeah. That's crazy. I have little crushes on some of my Discord friends and it feels too silly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who is it? Who did it? This is Chris, right? This is Chris when we're playing Fortnite. You guys, do you think Twitch is a dating website? Sometimes I wonder. It's not, to be clear. It is not. But sometimes it feels like it. Although I can't really talk because me and Jammers ended up being together. So, yeah. Absolutely the fuck not. Yeah. I think what it is... Okay, we've actually talked about this a little bit. Twitch is not a dating website, but you have constant and direct interaction with people like in VCs or like wherever else throughout Twitch communities. Sometimes it becomes inevitable that you would link up with somebody. Let's go next. You guys ready for this absolute novel? One day in 4th grade, I had the most severe stomach pain I had ever felt in my young life. I sat there squirming during reading period, just trying to contain what I knew to be inevitable. While I wanted to get up and ask the teacher to go to the bathroom, I knew the pressure of me sitting down was the last line of defense against the tornado brewing in my guts. Eventually, I decided the pain was too much, that I just had to let it rip. Is this real? Is this real? Is this a real one? We'll continue. What followed felt like a 3-minute long fart approximately as loud as a jet engine. The smell was relatively mild, all things considered. But the intestinal cacophony was enough to shock everyone. The room went silent for a moment, then burst into laughter. The teacher shut up and yelled, "Who did that?" before calmly saying, "It's okay, just say excuse me and you won't be in trouble." I was a very timid kid and far too embarrassed to say anything. After a few minutes, the teacher looked towards me and said, "My name." Is this pulled straight from Reddit? It says my name in bracket. My name. It sounded like it came from over there, right? I was certain I had been caught, but still too scared to own up. I quietly mumbled yes. She had us sit there for over an hour, not letting us go to recess until someone owned up. I was a good student and very reserved, but the kid that sat next to me was well-known 4th grade degenerate. This was my saving grace. Everyone thought it was him. And after about 90 minutes, she let us go to the bathroom and said, "When you come back, I want whoever farted to own up and apologize to the class." Why is this it's such a big deal? Shockingly not on Reddit. Oh, wow. This is very well written, by the way. Everybody thought it was him. After about 90 minutes, she let us go to the bathroom and said, "When you come back, I want whoever farted to own up and apologize to the class. You won't be in trouble." In the boys' bathroom, a negotiation began with the degenerate trying to get him to own up. He was insistent that it wasn't him, which was true, but nobody believed. Eventually, he agreed to own up to the fart in exchange for a copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wow, what a deal. When we went back to class, he quietly walked up to the teacher and whispered his misdeeds. She then yelled at him for a few minutes in front of the class, sent him to the principal's office for a fart, and we didn't see him for the rest of the week. That next Monday, he told us he got in school suspension the whole time, basically full school say detention. He never lived the fart incident down, and after the year was over, he transferred schools. I don't think he ever actually got his copy of Battlefront 2. To this day, I still lie awake at night enshrouded by the guilt I feel for pinning my bowel crimes on this poor kid. Wow. That's crazy. Now, we've all been there. We've all been there where we rip ass in class, we blame it on the nearest guy to us. We promise him Battlefront 2 in exchange for him taking the fall for all of us. So none of us get in trouble. Then he lives with this trauma for the rest of his life. We've all been there, guys. Okay, come on. We've all been there. No judgment, okay? No judgment. This is a villain origin story for sure. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but every day in math class, for some reason, math really loosened up my bowels. Something about it. Something about math loosened me up. Show me that hypotenuse. I'm getting hypotenuse right now. And I'd always slip out a couple little ones. But sometimes they come out a little hot. They come out a little hot. And the temperature of the room would raise up. And we're back on poop. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not poop, it's fart. Okay, you're right. Let's move on. I am sorry for my 4 confessions and probably being against you, as please forgive me. Wow, this is meta. Who? I'm so curious. I'm so curious. Wank, do you forgive them? Anon, I don't forgive you. Wow! Where's your forgiveness in your heart, Wank? Where is it? Where is it? Start of the season of Impacted Bowel. Yeah, Impacted Bowel. If you have a poop confession in the future, just hold it in. Just like during No Poop November. True. One of them was actually depraved. Oh, was it bad? Oh, was it that bad? Uh-oh. All right, let's go next. We're almost there, guys. Home stretch. When I was a junior in college, I swiped right on a freshman on Tinder. We met up, and he was very upfront about wanting to be only friends with benefits. I told him I wasn't interested and went our separate ways. That Friday, I went to a party and got blacked out drunk. My friends took me out of the apartment we were in and sat me on a bench outside where I threw up on the ground. In my drunk state, I was trying to reach for the floor to touch and play with my vomit. As I was doing that, the freshman kid walked in front of me and I kept yelling out for him and saying I loved him. I couldn't look him in the eye ever again. Damn. You know what they say? Sober thoughts are drunk thoughts. Or what is the thing? What is the saying? Drunk words are sober thoughts. Or what is the saying, dude? What am I trying to say? Drunk words are sober thoughts. That's it. Something like that. And there you go. You loved him. You loved him. Don't deny it. Are you drunk? You stay away from her. You stay away from her. You stay away from her. No, I'm good. I'm actually good. Let's go next. My roommates and I had been drinking in college. My FTM roommate, I don't know what that means, was really turned and pulled out his packer, fake dong named Cupcake. What is this terminology? Because that is what it smelled like when new. And wanged it into the his shower. We all went to bed. Wait, what? What? Wanged it into his shower. We all went to bed. The rest of the house was up in the morning, and we hear a squeal from his room. The dude had forgotten he did it and got jump scared while taking a poop. I'm sorry. Okay. He wanged it into it like he threw it? Is that what that means? I need help with wanged it. Yeah, what is wanged? He threw it? Okay. He wanged it. Yeah, I can see that. Let's go next. I used to be addicted to playing Minecraft and watching Minecraft YouTube videos, but my parents were super stringent about computer time. So I only got 1 hour of fun time on the weekends, and that was it. Wow, only 1 hour? I also used to be involved with Soundless Tech at my youth group when I was in church. They had a really flawed security system, so sometimes in the middle of the night, I would bike the 14 miles down to my church, or steal my parents' car even, break in by sticking a piece of poster board through a crack between the doors to trigger the interior's unlock sensor, and watch YouTube or play Minecraft on the sound system Mac. Sometimes the door to the tech booth would be locked, so I'd have to turn around and go home. Even dodge cops investigating the car. Eventually, my mom caught me, and I never did that type of stuff again. Being addicted to Minecraft YouTube is another level. That is crazy. Thank you for sharing, Rookie. I appreciate it. All right, let's go next. I once met up with my wife downtown for lunch during her workday. After lunch, we were walking around downtown, going to a few stores when my stomach started to turn. I decided I was going to head back to my car early and go home, so we parted ways. Now, what percentage of these are about poop? We should actually take a number on that, because it's got to be like over 30%. Like, it has to be 99%. It's crazy, man. Bunch of poopers, I tell you what. Listen, if you ever for any reason catch me in a parking lot with a 24-pack of Charmin Ultra, it's not poop related. I don't do that stuff. I'm past that. I don't do that stuff anymore. Anyways, I decided I was going to head back to my car early and go home, so we parted ways. While walking the 5 blocks back to the train station, the shitstorm started in my pants. I had to walk back to the train, wait at the platform for like 5 minutes, ride the train for about 8 minutes, walk to my car, and then drive the 20 minutes home, all while rotting my own shit. Oh my god. All while rotting my own shit, hoping it wasn't leaking out and leaving a path like Hansel and Gretel. Luckily, I have leather seats, so I was able to just Lysol wipe them clean. This isn't Steven, by the way. Yeah, I don't believe it for a second. I've said it before, but Grady's chat is obsessed with poop. Why is that? What happened? What happened? It's not even chat. In an entirely unrelated community confession night is just like this. Fair. Thank you, Steven, for the response. We got 12 left, guys. We're almost there. When I was a kid, my older sister told me fish stick to walls, and she would make us reach into the fish tank and throw fish at walls just to see if they would stick. Vegetarian, by the way. That's crazy. Good God. You know what, though? The amount of kids when I was younger that were just pure psychopaths is astonishing. It's crazy. Literally. It's just absolutely insane. Like, there's some stuff I can't even say to you because it'd be so triggering of what these kids would do. Like, legitimately. Stuff kind of like this, but actually worse than this. So, yeah, that's fun. Vegetarian, by the way. Yeah, I get it, dude. I was vegetarian for a couple years. Story time, I guess. Story time. My friend's family, they're all vegan, actually. They're not vegetarian, they're vegan. And his mom would make this amazing, like, kale veggie soup. And so I was like, I need to have this recipe. I've been, like, thinking about, like, going more veggie-based. I need this recipe. She gave me the recipe. I went home. Later that night, or maybe it was a couple days later, I can't remember. I went to a friend's house who had just got, like, the new PS4 VR. I can't remember what it was called. It was called, like, Oculus, maybe? It might actually be called Oculus. And so we smoked a doobie, and then we were going to play some Oculus, right? As one does. And so I put the Oculus on, and he's like, we'll play this game. And so we're playing the game, and the very start of the game is you're on, like, this... Maybe some of you will even know the name of this game, but you're in like a minecart, and it's going along a track, and there's like all these like freaky things happening. But the first thing that happens in the game is it's like a slaughterhouse, and there's a bunch of like pigs getting like sawed in half, and like it's very gruesome, and it's VR, and I had never like really done VR, at least not this intensive VR before. And I shit you not, I watched that, and the next day I did not eat meat for another 2 years until I went to Montreal and I had some brisket, and it was game over after that. But yeah, 2 years of veggie base. So I get it, dude. Let's go next. I might even go back to veggie base again sometime. We'll see. Not a single man knows about or knows who knows about the ultimate bedrock. Just every man Jack knows about the king, knowing who knows about, and knowing about why he requires the ultimate bedrock. And that man Jack knows about bedrock, knowing how to craft the ultimate bedrock, but doesn't know What in the fucking Timothy autocorrect am I reading right now? What in the Timothy autocorrect did I just read? Stroke victim's crazy! What in the autocomplete? What in the Timmy autocomplete did I just read? That's crazy. Thank you, Busey, for the submission. Let's go next. I was on again, off again, FWB. Oh, dude, you guys have to stop using these acronyms. I'm realizing there's so many acronyms that I've never seen before. What is an FWB? Oh, friends with benefits. Okay, that makes sense. I was on again, off again. Friends with benefits with a bartender at a restaurant I worked at in college. While we were off, not dating, we were trying to close the restaurant early, but didn't lock the doors early. We ended up doing it in the private dining section, and a guest walked in and made eye contact. She was immediately flustered and ran out. Still surprised to this day that she didn't tell my manager and get me fired. Wow. Risky business. That's some risky business right there. Wow. I don't know, dude. If it was me... Okay, say you were the person that walked in and saw it happening. I just don't know if I would say anything. I don't know. I'm not really a narc. I just don't know if I would say anything. It's just not... I don't know. It's just not in my nature. But I would understand if you did for sure. I wouldn't like hold it against you. It's just not something I would do. So, but if like I was in your shoes, the person that did the thing, I would be so sketched out that like someone would say something and I would get fired and I'd be actually so embarrassed. So I would just never be in this position in the first place. But yeah. Why can't we wait for privacy? Idgi. Yeah. I don't know. Just go home into a private area. That's fine. We don't need to do it in a restaurant, man. Live your life, though. I'm not snitching. I'm not going to snitch. Like, do it in your car in the parking lot. Do it in the Wendy's lineup when someone they're about to run out of gas and they knock on your window. Like, do it like in a Wendy's drive-thru like a normal person. Some people's children. Taco Bell. Oh, sorry, Chris. Right. Oh, how do you remember it so well, Chris? That's interesting. Interesting, Chris. How you remember that so well. Some couple was doing it in the bathroom of the movie theater I went to a couple of months ago, and I said nothing. I just peed in silence. That's crazy. I wouldn't say anything. If not for anything else, it would be because of social anxiety. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Just go to the hotel store while no one ever goes in there. Shut up, dude. All right, let's go next. Sometimes I strip naked in a public bathroom to use the urinal. I hang my clothes on the stall doors until I'm done and then get redressed. Hell yeah. I mean, listen. If there's any way to assert dominance and let them know that this is your bathroom and they are not to be using it when you are occupado. I say it's occupado right now. This is how you assert dominance, guys. Take notes, okay? This is, that's how you get it done. All these poop stories, and this gets the judgment. Aylwin, is this you? Is this you? Yeah. This reminds me, okay, when I was a young chap, we had this bathroom just outside the gym. And anytime we were in gym class, there was this kid. We'll call him Ross. And it was one of those bathrooms where it's open, like you could like look into the bathroom, but there's like this wall. Oh, what do they call them? I can't remember, like a pony wall. And so you have to go around the pony wall to get into the bathroom. And anytime Ross was in the bathroom, you would walk in and Ross would drop trowel to his ankles and just pee in the urinal. And like if there's anyone who is a urinal user, you know that you don't need to drop trowel to ankle to use the urinal. But you would walk in and be like, oh God, Ross, God damn it, man, what the hell? And I think he did it to assert dominance. And I was mad at first, but as the years went on, I realized Ross had a point. Yeah. And so now to this day, if I'm ever in a bathroom and no one else is in there, I drop trowel to my ankles and I let them know in memory of Ross. Not memory of Ross, in honor of Ross. I'll let them know that's my bathroom now. and you can wait your turn. Ross died. No, Ross is fine. Well, actually, maybe. I don't know. No, he didn't die. He might. No, he didn't die. He could have, but I don't think he did. I haven't seen Ross since, like... Anyway, doesn't matter. But, yeah. So, yeah, respect. Respect. Rest in peace, Ross. Ross isn't dead. He might be. I killed Snorpy. This is... Hey! Okay. You know what? This is actually proof that I did not kill Snorpy. This is actually... Fuck you. Fuck you. I did not kill Snorpy. This is proof I did not, because I literally could not have written this as the 79th response. When we started stream, I want you to go back and see how many submissions there were, okay? And before you say, when I went to the washroom, I went into the confessions anonymously and made this. It wasn't me. I didn't do that. And you might be saying, oh, because I thought of that I probably did it because I could have thought of that was a thing that could have happened. And I didn't do that. I didn't kill Snorpy. This is not me. Well, there's no way that we could know this is me. It's anonymous. There's no way to know. I asked my ass to wipe my ass one time because my mom did it when I was a kid. I wasn't joking. Where's Busey at? Where is he? This is so meta. This is so full whoever did this? Standing ovation. Can we get a clap in the chat for who the fuck did this? Well done. For context, if you missed it earlier in the video or the stream, someone had a confession, like a real confession, where they explained how they had to wipe their ex's ass. And the ex said that their mom did it when they were kids, so it was okay. And now we have a confession from the side of the person whose ass was wiped, apparently. Well done. Full circle. Love to see it. Let's go next. When I was younger, I weighed 300 pounds and was friends with this guy named Pratty. For the purposes of this story, we will edit all names so as not to dox. Ryan, thanks for the follow. He was 160 pounds, and we were on the tube together, and he flew off because he's a moron and still blames me for knocking himself out. Can't believe he would fat shame me on the internet like that. Okay, you know what? You know what? Fuck you. I just understood what just happened here. The Pratty part threw me off. It should have just been Prady. Should have just been Prady. And I understand what you're doing here. Because earlier in this video, early in this stream, I explained that I was on a tube with my larger friend who was 300 pounds. I was 160 pounds and I got knocked out. I never blamed him. I was just saying we had a lot of momentum because of the weight imbalance. Pratty threw me off. Okay, Pratty. Whatever, man. Whatever, dude. I'm not fat shaming. Okay, you know what? No, we're not doing that. I flushed half a can of protein better than someone one time. The university I was attending had to call in a plumber, and they had to rip the pipes out because that shit turned to concrete in the pipes. They never figured out. Oh no, dude. This reminds me of something I did once. Oh my god. I have gaslit someone before. This is my confession. I have gaslit someone so bad that they thought they did the thing. It's probably 2012. Somewhere between 2010 to 2013. I'm at my grandma's house for Thanksgiving. And my uncle and my dad, they look at me and my cousin, they said, you guys peel the potatoes. And so the plan was to peel the potatoes and use the garburator to get rid of the potatoes. That's what a garburator was for, right? And so we're like, oh, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. Little did we know that we peeled hella fucking potatoes. And so we went to garburate all the potatoes down. And then after a while, it started to back up. And the sink started to just fill up with water. We're like, oh, shit, it's like something's wrong. And so we tried to figure out what was wrong with the damn thing. We ended up having to go underneath the house to the pipes where there was like a release valve. And I kept telling everybody that it was my cousin's fault, but really it was actually my fault because like I decided we were going to use the garburator, and we probably shouldn't have been using the carburetor because like you don't put like a fuck ton of potatoes on the carburetor. And so we're crawling out of this dirty, nasty, there's like dead rats. Like it's just a nasty crawl space. And I got my cousin to release the valve, and when we released this valve, like a massive explosion of potatoes and peels and nasty, disgusting sink water exploded all over him, and I dipped out. I literally ran out of there and left him down there while he was screaming. Sorry, Sean. And to this day, he thinks it was his fault. I feel bad about it, but it happened. All right, last two, guys. We're down to the last two. On our last night in the dorms, my ex and his roommate set up a slip and slide in the dorm bathroom. Turn on the showers, spread soap everywhere, and made this insanely slippery slip and slide. They snuck a bunch of us girls in the bathroom, and we used the slip and slide. Pee-pee. Hold on. Okay, how do you set up a slip and slide in the dorm bathroom? How was there like enough room to do that? I'm so curious how this was even possible. Was it like a really big bathroom? Sounds litty titty. Sounds like a good time, actually. Was it like a tiled bathroom? Because I was picturing like just a regular ass bathroom. How many cracked skulls? Yeah, I can imagine. The convention has aura. Yeah. Hall bathroom instead of individual. Oh, it might have been. It might have been, yeah. I've never really been in a dorm bathroom, I'll be honest. Okay, guys, last confession of the confession stream. Hopefully we end off on I'm hoping we end off on a really strong note here. But I have a feeling we might not. So, either way, it's been a fun journey. We've learned a lot about each other. A lot of stuff maybe we didn't want to learn about. But we have now. And we have to every single day wonder who that person was that said that thing. And we can only speculate because it's anonymous and no one said who was who. Last one. I put stream on, then have a nap. Your voice is soothing AF, even you're screaming. Really? I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. You know what? This makes me feel good. Because a couple of years ago, I was part of a SMP, and there was a bunch of people who said they didn't like my voice. They said my voice was abrasive. It was annoying. And that shit lives rent-free in my head. Rent-free. So hearing that somebody actually likes my voice and says it might even be soothing, even my screaming, that means a lot to me. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And with that, guys, that is the end of the confession stream. Thank you all for being a part of this. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot about each other. Even though like 80% of these were about poop, there was some in there sprinkled in that I think were really well thought out. Some of them were wholesome. Some of them were scary. Some of them downright freaky. But at the end of the day, I had a good time. I appreciate you guys all sharing that with me. Maybe we'll have to do this again sometime. What do you guys think? Put a one in the chat if we do this again sometime, maybe. I think it could be interesting. Maybe we do like an annual thing or something like that. But either way, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And maybe we'll see you again in the next one. Thank you, and good night.